Hi there guys, my name is Richard McMahon from the career advisory and educational website howtobecome.com, and in this training video I'm going to teach you how to pass numerical reasoning tests, and in particular I'm going to give you some sample questions and answers. I'm going to explain how I got to the answer so that you can learn from the tutorial. I'm also going to give you some great tips on how to prepare effectively for this type of test, and I'm also going to give you free access to my online numerical reasoning test suite. So once we finish the tutorial, you can then start practicing within a few minutes with my online numerical reasoning testing suite. It's free of charge to use, and if you watch the video from beginning to end, you'll find out where to get access to that. Let's get straight into it. So what do numerical reasoning tests cover? Well, basically, numerical reasoning tests cover a wide range of mathematical formula. Okay, so they can cover a diverse range of different kind of questions. My advice to you is to try and find out what kind of test questions you will be asked and what level, whether it's basic, intermediate or advanced, before you go to your test, because otherwise you could spend literally weeks or months practicing the different variety of questions that you could get asked, only to find that a lot of your preparation was not worthwhile. So it is imperative to understand and practice the skills and knowledge required to work out the mathematics involved, but my advice is to target your practice in the areas required. Now, most numerical reasoning tests contain questions in the following areas: addition, subtraction, division, multiplying, fractions, percentages, decimals, ratios, charts and graphs, mean, mode, median, range, areas and perimeters, number sequences, time, conversions, measurements, money, proportions, formula, data interpretation, and quantitative data. Now, some of these are at a higher level than others. So if you're going for a basic numerical reasoning test, you're going to be required to do addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, fractions, percentages and decimals. But for the more advanced kind of test question, you'll be looking at data interpretation, quantitative data. So as I say, it's really important to find out what kind of numerical test you're required to undertake before you go through it. And this then enables you to target your practice on the right areas, and it's certainly worth trying to find out. Contact the test centre, have a look at previous type of test questions to find out. Now, in the online testing suite I am going to give you access to, you will have all of these different kinds in there. So once you find out what kind of test you're going to be required to do, you can then tailor your practice accordingly. Let me give you some more tips before we get into some sample test questions. Now, during the numerical reasoning test, you will have a specific amount of time to answer each question. So you might, for example, it could say you've got 30 minutes to answer 60 questions. Okay, and that's really important to understand what I mean by this. It's important that you do not spend too much time on one particular question. So you could start the test. Test question number 1 is relatively easy. Test question 2 is quite easy. You get onto 3 and it's difficult, and you could freeze and you could spend like a minute on that question, think, and start to panic, when the best thing sometimes is to move on. So if you feel yourself spending too much time on a particular question, leave it, but make sure you leave a gap on the answer sheet, especially if you're required to use a written answer sheet. Make sure you leave a gap, because then all the ones after that would be out if you don't. Remember, the clock is ticking. So if you are stuck on a question, move on and come back to it at the end if you have time. Another numerical reasoning test tip: if there are 30 questions and you've just 20 minutes to complete the test, this gives you 40 seconds per question on average. 40 seconds is not a long time. And this is why it's really important to practice timed tests. Okay, this is why I'm giving you access to the suite. It's really important to practice under timed conditions, because when you get into the exam, some people, not saying they panic, but they get anxious, they're worried, and then they can't concentrate. Whereas if you already practiced under timed conditions, then you're more likely to perform to a higher standard. Okay, some more tips. Tip number 3, try practicing numerical reasoning test questions in your head without writing down your workings out. This is really difficult to accomplish, but you will get better with practice, and it's excellent for the real test preparation. Tip number 4, also practice numerical reasoning tests without a calculator. This will guarantee to better your mathematical ability. You do not want to rely on the use of a calculator. Tip number 5, if you are permitted to use a calculator, it's a simple thing, but people don't realize this. Make sure you know how to use it, because you don't want to be there in the test, because a lot of test centers will give you a calculator when you go in there. You're usually not permitted to take your own one because some people cheat. You can even buy some calculators now online, where you can get, people can send you the answer to questions on them. So a lot of test centers will insist you use their calculator, and they'll let you know what kind of calculator it is before you go to test. So you need to make sure you know how to use one. Tip number 6, questions will often require you to identify what mathematical formula is being used. Okay, and that's one of the tricks and tips for getting higher marks, is you read the question, you think, okay, I'm being assessed here with division, I'm being assessed here with regards to percentages or ratios or a combination of each. Now, before you answer the question, carefully read what the question is asking you and try and decide which mathematical formula you are being assessed against. Number 7, building confidence is a really important part of preparation stages, and the way that you do that is by watching videos like this, undertaking different kind of test questions, a whole variety of them. Okay, so let's now take a look at some sample numerical reasoning test questions. So I'm going to work through, some are easy, some are more difficult. I'm going to give you the answers to the majority of them and explain how I reached the answer, but you will also find during some of the questions I'll say to you, please work it out yourself and put the answer in the comments section below the video. So what you can do when it gets to a question where I'm asking you to work it out is to please pause the video, have a look at the question, work through it in your own time, and then put your answer in the comments section below. And then you can get the answer by accessing the online numerical reasoning test section. Okay, here's some test questions. Number 1, question 1, what is 45% of 500? A relatively simple question, okay? But unless you know how to work out percentages, then you're not going to understand it. So here's how to work it out. Divide the whole number, 500, by 100 for the percentage, and then multiply the percentage you want to find. So, for example, 500 divided by 100 for the percentage equals 5, multiplied by 45% equals 225. So, 225 is 45% of 500. Okay, so the answer is 225. And you'll find that as we go through these tests, there will also be some multiple choice ones, which a lot of people think multiple choice is easier. Not necessarily the case, because some of them are really close. Question 2, a charity arranges a bike race, okay, and 120 people take part. A third of the people finished the race in under half an hour. How many people finished the race in 30 minutes or more? Bit of a, not a trick question, but you can get caught out. So what we need to do is to work out a third of 120, okay, which equals 40, because 40 people finished it in under half an hour. How many people finished the race in 30 minutes or more? Or 2/3 did, so therefore 2/3 is 80, okay? So if you need to watch that again and listen to that again, then please pause it or watch it once I've finished. Question number 3, what is the volume of that shape? Okay, relatively simple. So volume equals length times base times height. And in this particular instance, we need to work out 7 times 7 times 7 equals 343 centimeters cubed. Okay, centimeters cubed, because it's 3-dimensional. Question 4, really easy. Calculate 6.47 minus 3.29. This is a multiple choice option. We've got A, B, C, D, or E. And the answer is, so you can see it's going to be round about 3.2, round about that. So the answer is E, 3.18. So you can eliminate C and D straight away, because you can see 6.47 minus 3.29, it's not going to be 4, so it's either A, B, or E. And the answer is E. Okay, question number 5, what is 9/11 of 88? So let's take a look at how we work this out. Step 1, 88 divided by 11 equals 8, because we're trying to find out 9/11 of 88. So we need to work out what 11/11 is. So 11/11 is 88, but 1/11 is 8. And then we multiply that by 9 to get the answer 72. Therefore, the answer is D, 72. Relatively simple. Question 6. These can be easy, these type of questions, when you're looking for the next in the sequence. And they can be difficult as well. Some of them are really hard. And let's have a look at this one. What 2 numbers come next in the sequence? We've got 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. So I want you to work this out yourself. Let's go straight in at the deep end. So put your answer in the comments section below the video to question 6. What 2 numbers come next in the sequence? You've got 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. Is it A, 126 and 215, B, 128 and 256, C, 128 and 265, or D, 182 and 265. Work out your answer and please put it in the comments section below. Like I say, if you need to pause it, please do to work it out. Question number 7. This is a more, not difficult question, but it does on face value look difficult because there's more information. But when you break it down, it's relatively simple. A family of 4 people split the cost of all the household bills equally. The water bill is £80.40, the gas bill £35, electric bill £40, and the rent for the month was £490. How much does each member of the family put towards covering all the bill costs? So what we need to do, step 1 is add up all of the household bills. So we would add 80.40, 35, 40, and then 490, and we would then divide that by 4 for each person to reach the answer. And the correct answer is C, 161.35. Question 8. This is a kind of data interpretation numerical reasoning test question. So we see across the top, employees in departments of a particular company. Then we've got the different departments for marketing, admin, sales, and IT. Then we've got the 6-month period, January, February, March, April, May, June, and then the employee numbers in each department. So the question is, what was the average number of admin employees over the 6-month period? To the nearest whole number, which tells me that the answer is probably not going to be to the nearest whole number. So we're going to have to round it up or down. So we need to choose, add up the total number of admin workers for the 6-month period, which is there. So we just add those up, 88. Step 2, divide the total number of admin workers for the 6-month period by 6 months. And the answer is 14.666 recurring. So if we round it up, the correct answer is C. Okay, simple. Question 9. It's the same table, the employees in departments of a company, but the question is different. What is the difference between the total number of employees in marketing and the total number of employees in sales across the 6-month period? Multiple choice again, 21, 26, 31, 28, or E35. And I'd like you to calculate this for me, please. Put your answer in the comments section below the video. So say question 9, answer is A, B, C, D, or E. What is the difference between the total number of employees in marketing and the total number of employees in sales across the 6-month period? Like I say again, if you need time to work it out, please pause the video. Question 10. This is BMW sales. The above table shows the sales across 6 countries for the model BMW for a 6-month period. The BMWs are imported to each country from a main dealer. Use the information provided to answer the following questions. What percentage of the overall total was sold in April? So what we need to do is look at April, 189. So to work out the percentage overall total that was sold in April, divide how many BMWs were sold in April, which is 189, by the total amount, which is 1,149, and then multiply it by 100. So 189 divided by 1149 times 100, and the correct answer is 16.4%. Question number 12. Another kind of question, which is a scatter graph. This shows the number of driving lessons and the number of tests taken to pass. What percentage of the total people who took the test passed at the first attempt? So up here on the left, you need to look at the information. Number of tests to pass. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And across the bottom, the number of driving lessons. So we could have a variety of questions based around this scatter graph. But the question is, what percentage of the total people who took the test passed at the first attempt? So step 1, we need to count the total number of people who took the test. If we add up all of those dots, there's 10. And then we need to count the number of people who passed at the first attempt, which is across the bottom one there. 1, 2, 3. And then what we need to do is work out the percentage, which is 30%. Question 13. Look carefully for the pattern and then choose which pair of numbers comes next. This is slightly more difficult than the previous one that I got you to do. We've got 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. So it's quite difficult to work out the pattern here, but I can see straight away. You've got 0 there, you've got 1. Okay, so this is called a Fibonacci number sequence, and the answer is 13 and 21. Now, the sequence follows the pattern of adding the 2 previous numbers together in order to get the next number. For example, the 8 is found by adding the 5 and the 3 together and so forth. So, Two previous numbers, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 5 means it's 13, would go there, the first one, 13 plus 8 is 21. Okay, so you need to be cute and smart and look for the sequence. Number 14, this is your turn. Now, the probability of picking a lottery winning ticket in the National Lottery is 1 in 14 million. If 36 million tickets are sold weekly, how many jackpot winners on average would you expect in 1 week? And again, put your answer in the comments section below. So say question 14, answer is A, B, C or D. And again, if you need to pause the video, please do. The probability of picking a lottery winning ticket in the National Lottery is 1 in 14 million. If 36 million tickets are sold weekly, how many jackpot winners on average would you expect in 1 week? Question 15, this is slightly harder. A function is represented by the following machine. So we can see here that 9 is put into the machine and the output of the machine is 126. And in the middle, we have plus 12, so 9 plus 12. And then we need to work out what goes here in the second part of the sequence to get to 126. And we've got 5 answers. A multiplied by 12, B divided by 12, C multiplied by 6, D divided by 6, E minus 8. So how to work it out? 9 plus 12, okay? And then we need to work out the question mark there to reach 126. So 9 plus 12 is 21, okay? 126 divided by 21 equals 6, and therefore the answer is multiplied by 6. So 9 plus 12 multiplied by 6 equals 126. Relatively simple. I'm going to give you one of these to do now. So a function is represented by the following machine. You've got the input to the left multiplied by 7 minus 6 equals the output. A number is put into the machine. The output of the machine is 71. What was the number inputted into the machine? So put your answer in the comments section below. Say question 16. The answer is, and I've not given you any choices there, so you need to decide the correct answer. Again, if you need to pause the video, please do to work it out. Again, try and work it out in your head. So question 17, what is 48% of 900? How do we reach this answer? 900 divided by 100 for the percentage is 9. 48 times 9 equals 432. So the answer is B. Relatively simple if you know how to work out simple percentages. Question 18, slightly more harder now. Work out the area of the shape. Write your answer in centimetres squared. It's because it's two-dimensional. Step 1, how to work this out. Split the shape up in 2 rectangles as follows, because otherwise it would be harder to work this out. I mean, I'll give you another way in a second. I'll tell you it now. What you could do is you could work out 500 times 300 to give you your answer, and then you would subtract from it 100 centimetres for there by 400. But we're going to do it this way. So split the shape up into 2 rectangles as follows. You've got shape 1 and you've got shape 2. So just work those out. Okay, so we can see that shape 2 is 500 by, we need to work out this part here. So all the way up to the top is 300 minus 100. So that's 500 by 200. And shape 1 is 100 from there to there. We need to work out this part. Well, if that part's 400, that's 5. That means that part across the top is 100. So calculate the area of each shape individually. Shape 1, 100 times 100 equals 100 centimetres squared. Shape 2, 500 by 200 is 1,000. Then we just add them together. The correct answer is 1,100 centimetres squared. Relatively simple. Now it's your turn. Work out the area of the shape and write your answer in metres squared. So please put your answer in the comments section below the video. And you can use either one of the options that I've just taught you and shown you. So again, if you need to pause the video, please do. Question 20, how many different numbers can be made from these 4 playing cards? Tricky question. 4, 9, 3, 1. Well, basically the explanation is, starting with the number 4, you can get 6 numbers, 4, 9, 3, 1, 4, 9, 1, 3, 4, 3, 1, 9, 4, 3, 9, 1, 4, 1, 3, 9, 4, 1, 9, 3. Now, this can be done for all 4 numbers. If you start with a different number, you will be able to make 6 different numbers. Therefore, 6 groups of 4 equals 24. So to shortcut this, you just need to work out how many you can get from one of the numbers, starting at the beginning, the 4, and then just multiply it by 4. So save time working out all of them. And you could quite easily see how you would spend literally a couple of minutes working this out, unless you did it a savvy way by just working out one of them and then multiplying it by 4. Question 21. Now this is a tricky one. It's easy, really, but it's tricky because people get caught out, and I bet a lot of you will do. How many number 4s are there between 1 and 100? So you need to count how many number 4s. So 4 is 1, 14 is 2, 24 is 3, and you do the rest. So tell me the answer in the comments section below the video. Is it A, 18, B, 19, C, 20, D, 21, or E, 24? How many number 4s are there between 1 and 100? And again, pause the video if you need to. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now, guys, that's 21 sample questions. I want to take you on another journey and give you more now. Please, first of all, I'd really appreciate it if you give the video a thumbs up. That would motivate me to do more for you, more free videos, and give you more free access. Please subscribe to the channel because you'll then get notified when I create videos like this, and we do a whole raft of videos from how to become. Don't forget to put all your answers in the comments section below, but also click the link below the video in the description. You can go through to the page where you can get free access to that numerical testing suite I was talking about. Okay, we cover numerical testing, psychometric testing. It's really helpful. Lots of people use it to help them pass their tests. Click the link right now below the video. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I've really enjoyed it. I look forward to answering your responses and to marking your answers to the questions below the video. And I hope you enjoyed the testing suite. And good luck in your pursuit to passing your numerical reasoning test.